I'm now heading down to see Rob again. He's decided to go and do a bit of pike fishing this morning. Back down on the old Suffolk water that he fished last time. So we're now heading sort of down there. He'll hopefully be getting set up. We might not even be set up. He said he's just trying to find a spot. It is extremely muddy down here. But we're now heading down. It's a nice Sunday morning. Fit a lot in this weekend, to be fair. With our took the boat out on, I think it was Thursday. Friday we did a bit of pheasant shooting. Saturday I chilled out just with the family. Took the babe horse riding. And today I'm now sort of heading down here to see how he gets on. Hopefully we'll be able to get some footage for you. He normally does. He normally catches. So we'll see how he gets on. Just look at that sky. That's what makes it worth getting up. Early getting out, an egret going over. It's nice getting up. It look like Rob's in the distance. It looks like he's probably talking to one of the bailiffs. But just beautiful scenes in it. But Rob's just trying to check out for a swim. It's never a good idea just to jump in any swim that you want to jump in. The thing with pike fishing, it's about finding the signs, wildlife, things like that, birds, just to try and find the spots and all that sort of stuff before jumping in the first one you see. Isn't it, Rob?
Yeah, well, normally the roach give herself away. If you can get down here at first light and have a little look about any dimpling on the surface or anything like that, little splashes, you see the roach, you know, that's a good sign, that's a good place to go, even if there's somewhere you might not have as your plan A. You might turn up and think, I'll go in the, you know, the regular swim, what produces fish, but if the fish are showing somewhere else, it's worth going there. And we're just walking along this bank at the minute. I'm seeing grebes in front.
The flipping great heron up there now as well.
Herons flying about.
I don't know where I can get it. I ain't got it in the car, I don't know. Missed it.
So I do fancy this area.
The original swim we were in last time, which Rob sort of there's a carp angler in there at the minute. Which
carp anglers everywhere.
The carp anglers everywhere today, yeah.
Fishing, that's
yeah.
how it is.
There's not. Oh, some beautiful ducks coming over.
So I don't know.
I just see Rob get something out of his tackle thing, which I think is worth mentioning for the pike anglers, which I just asked him about. So I'll get him to explain what he just said to me. So.
Right, this is a little tool set up I've got, little fox wrap, just to keep them nice and together and stop them all rattling about in your bag. It's just a few things here that I think every pike angler should have, and personally, you know, this is just my opinion, but if I owned a lake, that would be one of my main rules, that every pike angler should have a certain few tools, and I'll just show you a couple that I've got. Right, I've got loads of forceps, you know, grips. You can get in there, you can get deep, you can get hold of them good, you can twist them out, even though you're using barbless hooks. If they get in a scissor or somewhere like that, you still have to get in there without putting your hands in, you know, risk getting cut. So
I see Rob having these last time and they are a decent set. I actually bought a set for our boat just because of the way they have the handle.
Yeah,
they
some
are
just
of them
come with a little crimp tool
yeah,
as well.
Just brilliant for getting a good grip on it.
So they're probably your number one, something decent like that. I've got all manner of different ones, because you can never have enough. If you can't find them to hand and you've got a fish, it's no good looking around for, you know, just the one set. So I'll have a few sets, so I know I can always grab them. I've got a little mallet here, because you never know what sort of swim you're going to be in. If you're getting a swim and it's rock hard, you know, it's gravel, you can't get your bang sticks in, it's always handy to have a little mallet just to tap them in. We're alright at the minute because it's nice and soft. I've got your crimp tools, a couple of crimp tools, you know, for making rigs, just so you can squash your crimps. These are brilliant, the Fox ones. They put little jagged teeth marks into the crimp as well, which I've got 100% confidence in. But this is probably one of the most important ones. A decent set of side cutters.
Jesus, what are they?
They're almost like bolt croppers, but yeah, decent set of side cutters. And always, again, like your forceps, have these to hand.
What's the reason for them?
Right, there's a few ways I use these. Sometimes you might need to cut a ring off a swivel or something, brilliant for that. But the most important one is if you're handling a pike, and for some reason there's a treble sticking out and it spins and it catches in your hand, without one of these you're going to be in serious trouble. The weight of a pike pulling on a hook in your hand and you can't get anywhere, you are in serious trouble. One of these, the hand just quickly cut, fish is off, it's not damaging the fish, you can then deal with yourself, no one's going to get hurt, you're not going to tear yourself, anything like that. And also, in the past, I've seen fish that have been deep hooked. I've actually caught one on a lake once and I could see a wire coming out of its throat. It wasn't me, it was, I caught the fish and there was a wire coming out of its throat.
What, an existing trace or something?
Yeah, an existing trace. It probably picked up a dead bait a few days beforehand and then picked up mine. Now, there was no way of using any sort of disgorger you can buy in the market to get that out. So what I done was, with a set of these, I could just push it past the throat and get to the hook, and I cut the trebles all around. Now, with a treble in its throat, that throat is closed, and over time it's not going to be able to swallow fish and it will die. By doing that, it was able to open its mouth, it would be able to feed, and it would just be like, then the point of the hook in its throat would be like a thorn in your hand, and over time that would work out and potentially you saved the fish's life. So I always think a set of these for safety and safety of the fish is a must.
Just a simple toolkit, and very, very simple. It's a nice little bag that you got it in. It's
yeah, it just keeps it nice and neat, all to hand.
Brilliant.
Right, this is my third rig. I'm going to try this today because I know this can be quite productive, and what happens is it fishes the bait in a different style to just ledgered on the bottom. Now we've got a sunken float paternoster, which is a little fox sunken float in the large style, going down to an up trace, which is wire. So if the fish picks up the bait and then goes back on itself and grabs the line, it won't bite you off. I fish a weak link. Don't know if you can see that, but
I'm trying to get it in, Rob. Yeah, so this is a
weak link,
a weaker line
on a
here,
like an 8 pound. So if it does get caught on the bottom, it will snap off and you're still attached to the fish. And the idea is you cast it out, and this is fished on a shorter
so that's your trace
wire
there,
trace,
yeah.
And you fish the bait horizontal. So again, it gives you a different presentation, more natural. You cast it out, and you can fish it at any depth really, depending on the length of that, your weak link you want to fish. And that'll sit like that. And then what I tend to do is I just tend to tighten up so I get it about a foot off the bottom, and it's a more natural look.
Almost so the fish look like it's swimming along, basically.
So if they come across it,
so that's how it will be sitting in the water.
The pike comes up to it, its fins move, and it will, this will waft about.
So this weak line on your lead, Rob, is basically what, so it can snap off if it has to?
If it has to. It doesn't normally, but if it has to, it will.
It's a different way of fishing, isn't it?
I'm using a natural bait, a roach, which is
I just see you do something with that, Rob. You were stabbing it. What was it?
So I've stabbed it for two reasons. One, it lets out the scent, the natural juices and the blood, makes it smell a bit more than what you would do if you just hooked the roach on. Secondly, and this is the most important bit with this rig, is just in case the swim bladder, because a lot of the time with roach, when they're frozen, the swim bladder fills up. You chuck them in the margins, and what will tend to happen is they'll just float to the top.
So what
would happen is that would be floating
upside down,
how you don't want it. So now it should be floating as it should, single hook through the back fin, one just nicked in the treble. You can do it in the head, but I like to do it in the tail, so when they do pick it up, you tend to only get the one hook.
Which is what you was explaining last time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, and that's a much trickier rig to cast, Rob.
Yeah, and I'm just going to back cast this.
Just a little lob. Yeah, perfect. Nothing too drastic, is it? You don't need to go far for pike fishing.
No, most pike are caught sort of 3 rod lengths from the bank. Really.
That's it. They're an ambush fish, aren't they? That's how they hunt. And Rob's still got his old Billy backbiters. They're a wicked alarm. especially for pike fishing. A little knock on it, didn't it? Yeah, that rod tip's going. It's got to go in a minute. Here it go. The rod tips are bouncing. You got one on there, Rob. Here it go. It's not going to pull that swinger off. That rod tip's going like a clappers.
It is.
Yeah, I think so, mate. That just went. It's the first fish. Here you go, the line, like Rob always says. Wait for it to take, wind down, clonk, and we're in. That's how it works. Well done, Roberto. Never takes too long, always within an hour. Same thing, went around looking for all the wildlife. Plenty of seagulls were diving down. Not a monster, but it is a start. That's all we worry about. He's not very happy. Well done, mate. It's a start on the leaf.
A little dinky one.
Yeah, but just shows that there's fish here. That's all that matters, isn't it? It's a little jack.
Jack Sprat.
It's that hook scenario again. Look, stopping it going down.
That
Works every
that stops
time.
them from swallowing it. That comes out, and you've just got the
These fish.
barbless hook there,
Yeah.
so it's just a case of just.
Oh, we've got another take. Rob, do you want me to deal that fish and you go deal with that other rod? Now it's kicking off. This is the new rig. He's just put that one back safely. Something's just took that while he was dealing with that fish. That pike's now off. Yep, he's now taking that. This is on that new rig, weren't it, Rob? Number 2 already.
Always nice when something new.
It's always nice when it starts kicking off, look. Oh, might be a better fish. It might be a small one again. Doing the old head shake, innit? Hey, number 2 though, especially on that other rig. I'll go and just sort out this net, Rob. Similar size one, but it's number 2. There's fish moving in.
Small one again. Wrap itself up.
Oh, he's tangled himself a bit, but he's in the net.
Lovely.
There's a bit of excitement there, look, in one hit. And here's that famous thing, look, Rob's dropped his forceps, we don't know where he dropped his other ones. So look, he's now, like he said at the start of the video, grab another set out of his thing.
Again, look at this. That single hook.
Stopped it right in the scissors.
And the wrong way round.
Just works every time. Stops them getting deep hooked. Lovely.
Okay. My fingers.
Look at that nice old predator eyes. Beautiful eyes they've got.
Yeah, it's just a little one, but it's
Yeah, but it's still.
it's a take, isn't it? That's a
Look at that. Just beautiful colour.
nice teeth.
Prime little hunters. Missed the take, but we just had one on that. Is it on the whiting? It's on a whiting. Basically what we've done is I've got a, as you know, I go out boat fishing and often, yeah, oh no, lost it, gutted. Well, that was another nice morning spent, so I've now left her up to it. He ended up having, well, two of them 2 little jack pike. He moved swims when the carp angler moved out of it, so he moved to a new swim where he originally wanted to be. And as soon as he put it out, he had a take. Unfortunately, lost the fish, but you know, hopefully he'll get some more. I've left him to it. He said he's going to stay down there till about sort of 3 in the afternoon, so hopefully he might get some more. I'm now just tracing through this mud again. So yeah, it'll be great if he does. Ask him to let me know, so see how he gets on.